Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks to get better FPS and have better gameplay. This is going to be specially for the PS4 players since I play on PS4, but it might be kind of similar for the Xbox players. Number one tip, if you want to get higher FPS, what you gotta do, these are two of the most main tricks and tips, but if you want more FPS, these are the most simple ones in my opinion. You gotta clean your PS4 about 2 weeks, each 2 weeks, just dust, so the PS4 breathes normally. Because if you leave it too long, like, if you don't clean it for like, I don't know, 2 months, the vents are gonna get dusty and the vents are gonna run slower than usual. So that's a good tip in my opinion. Second tip, all you wanna do, you've probably heard this one from more YouTubers, but all you wanna do is go to your settings, go to the right ones, scroll all the way down, and you'll see replays. And then you want to turn all of these off, alright? And that'll be a good setting, because that mainly clears out the PlayStation. So you guys should try that. Another tip, I think this is a good one. I basically use it a lot. It's one of my favorite tips that I heard from other YouTubers. But I want to include it because people might not know this one. It's very common though, so I don't really know. Alright. When you start PlayStation or just like any game like Fortnite, your settings are regular. So let's say your edit hold time is at 200, like you start with. For players like me, when I go against players from like PC players and stuff like that, this really helps because you need to edit faster. Especially if you're playing box fights or zone wars, or you're just in a tournament tarping, you really need to get fast with your edits. And this is what I'm saying. If you, like, let me turn it down. If it's at edit hold time 200, it's gonna be harder to edit fast, alright? But if you have your edit hold time, which is what I recommend at the lowest it can be, you can actually edit super fast. So I recommend that definitely. Another tip I recommend, since like I play on PlayStation and my settings, people don't usually use this one, but I play Builder Pro. So this might be different for people who play custom and other settings. But in my opinion, for like people who edit slow, or like people whose settings are very slow compared to other players, before, when I didn't have edit on release, I had to edit this and then confirm it. So I had to do I had to do 3 steps. But when I turned the edit on release on, all I had to do was edit and just slide, and then it edited for itself. It's a good tip for controller players to practice. It does make your editing way smoother and way faster. Another tip on how to get, or not really how to get more FPS, but how to have a smoother gameplay is basically just for people whose eyes don't really get like hurt and can like resist kind of like, what's it called, bright stuff. If you turn your color blind mode, like this is regular, but if you turn it all the way to try to nope 10, it makes your gameplay way smoother looking, in my opinion, than if you would have had it at I think in my opinion it's way faster. Because for me it feels chunky when I have to play on off. But I think it's a pretty good thing. Also, people usually wonder, why can't I see my FPS? It's very simple. Just go here to the first one and go down and put your FPS on. I'm also gonna give a tip. Sometimes for players who need like more settings because they feel like it's slow or something like that, aim sensitivity is usually good at fast because you can hit some. Alright, so that's pretty good for practicing. Another tip is you want to usually have your edit sensitivity a little bit higher than just 1.0. You want to have it at like around 1.2 or 1.3 like I do, so it goes fast. It's better to edit. I think this is the last tip I'm going to give. Sometimes for players on especially PS4 and Xbox who need like better like settings, because I think even if they have their sensitivity so high, it's just too slow. I'm gonna reset the builds real quick. Basically, all you want to do is go to settings, go over here, and sometimes not for all players, but this might be good if you need help, because even if your sensitivity is fast, you can't like use it and it's too slow. Sometimes a tip is go to settings, go all the way to the controller settings, scroll down, and go to use advanced options. For some players it's not really that well, but for me and some players it's very good. So this basically just gives like horizontal speed boost, like vertical speed boost. So it's just like boosts on speed, and especially this one for controller players, instant boost when building. So it says, enable this setting to ignore the boost ramp time when in build mode. The boost speed will engage instantly when the stick is fully deflected when in build mode. So in my opinion, this is a very good one because it just gives you a boost, and sometimes for like, let's say, cutting angles and stuff, like you know, like the typical cone jump thing, or I think it's pretty good. I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you on the next one.